Sergeant Well Drilling came and pulled well number 6. We had a hole in it this year. Had to have it plugged, so we have 5 wells instead of 6. But thank goodness well 14's coming online. So since COVID hit, we went and we updated our standard operating procedures. I had an individual come that has nothing to do with water and see if they can run a treatment plant just with them standard operating procedures to get it. I want it to be basically, you open this book up and you can do it. So I thought it was my son who brought out there and had him do it. He ran through with us watching him to see if he could actually get the work accomplished through that, and then he gave feedback. It was really good. Also, since COVID hit, or before, when COVID first hit, I lined up 4 people to take care of the treatment plant if we were to all get sick. They were retired people and also other employees of the city that have water licenses. Divers came to inspect our underground storage tank. This is, let's see, last time it was done 6 or 7 years ago. They found a skiff. It's very clean. Our water treatment plant is doing a great job of getting rid of the iron manganese, so they didn't have to take any sediment out there. There was already in there, so that's a really good thing. Previous to that, they take out 6-10 inches. Sometimes they took out over a foot. So that just gives you an exact idea of the difference the treatment plant's been doing. DNR came in August and did our sanitary survey. I just had a couple minor things that we had to get to them or take care of, nothing big. That was handled or fixed in a matter of a week or 2. The day that they came to do our sanitary survey, our well number 11 went down, the motor went out of it. Fortunately, this happened at 5 o'clock in the morning, and at 9:30 that morning we had it back up and running. We had a new one in. Gingrich was here drilling well 14, and I went and visited with them, and we had another motor there, and so at 5 o'clock in the morning it was out, and at 9:30 it was up and running, and at 10 o'clock is when I did the sanitary survey. So that really looked good to the DNR. We looked good to the DNR getting that turned on or fixed and up and running that fast. It was also luck. A lot of luck.
How long might it have taken, Rich?
What's that?
How long might it have taken if that hadn't been here?
Well, if Gingrich would have been here and we wouldn't have had a motor, an extra motor, it would have been down a couple of days for sure. Wow. Probably, however long it would have taken Sergeant Well Drilling, who does our maintenance and our wells and that. So I'm guessing it would take at least a day to get them here. They do make the motors in Blair, Nebraska, or they have a warehouse there, so that wouldn't have been an issue. It's just getting the company up here to pull it. So it was a bad day that turned out to be a good day. Yeah. Okay, we eliminated 2 blocks of 4-inch water main, moved them over to the 12-inch on 12th Street, or moved them over to the 8-inch on 12th Street. And then in the process we removed some fire hydrants, upgraded fire hydrants, put them on the 8-inch instead of on the 4-inch, better fire flow. We're able to get long lines to get the electric put in their name as a water tower. That's been an ongoing thing for a while now, so that's been accomplished. Talk about our Easy Valves tool that we purchased a year and a half ago. We did 22 Easy Valves for hire this year for other cities, and we've done 6 of them in town here this last year for ourselves. That's just for the last year that we've done those. One town was out of water or half their town was out of water, so about 4,000 people were out of water for 36 hours. We went down there, and after we got the Easy Valve put in, I think it was like 3 hours later, they had water to the whole town. It's a very good system, and it's a very nice thing to be able to help other towns do that.
And you make how much? 2,500?
On that valve?
No,
yes.
Per.
It all depends on the size. It's 1,400 for a 4 and a 6. It's 1,800 for an 8, and I think it's 2,500 for a 12.
But it's saving us the exact same amount.
Yes. If you were to figure the amount of valves that we put in this town and the amount of valves we've done for hire, the machines won't pay for. It's almost paid for because for hire for the other towns that we've gotten. We're very.
We need a second one. You know, the second one.
You think so?
That's just kidding.
No. One's enough.
They would have to hire 3 more people.
Not allowed.
Yes.
Kid.
It was a very good investment, I'm gonna say that right now. It has saved us a lot of time on different water leaks that we've done. The project we did this last year on 12th Street, we put in 3 easy valves there so we could actually do the project. If we wouldn't have had that, we would have had to do line stops. Line stops take a lot longer to do, and this is actually an active valve, or a working valve that's just as good as a valve you'd buy to put in line when you're putting new main in. So it's a very good product. The guys got it down to putting them in about 45 minutes. From the time they get to the site, if the pipe's clean and that, they go down there, they're walking out of the hole in about 45 minutes. One day they did 5 of them in one day. That's more than what the company that's hiring us, their guys do. So they're getting good at it. I'm very proud of what they've done. So, and I guess I wanted to thank Kevin Vandenbeck for at the police department, because we have radiant heat in our facility, or in our shop, and the motor went out. And when they tore down the old police station, that had radiant heat that he took and had all the parts there. They're going to use it for their next edition, and it turned out they wouldn't be able to use it. So I was able to get that motor from him and put it in ours. Otherwise, it would have cost about $1,000 to replace that. So he was good enough to give us that part, because they're not going to use it. So it was a savings to us. So
Well, they get water to their building for the next years.
we'll let them water free.
Why not? We've been paying for long distance for 2 years.
Rich, we call that teamwork.
That's right. That's right. Yes. Yeah. And then I want to finish with just give you a little statistics. Some different things that happened since 2005 to present. We get 20 more miles of water main since then. We've added 886 water meters, 147 more fire hydrants, 766 more valves, another 1 million gallon water tank. We pumped 210,622,000 more gallons per year. We pumped 440,000 gallons more per day. In 2005, there was 8 employees, now there's 7. We have about 100 less water concerns every year now than then. Percentage of unaccountable water in 2005 was 6, and now it's 3.5. So in 2020, we've had the most water production ever in the history of the city of Lamar. So just a little history lesson. And also we have a water treatment plant that we didn't have in 2005. So it just started then. So that's what I got.
Okay, thanks a lot. Any questions for Rich?
Well, I will notice, because I think it's the same photo as last year, Rich. There's Kurt in the hole again with no hard hat on.
You weren't supposed to see that. I could have put the one they drew the hard hat on.
I know, you did. You modified the picture from last year, but you used the old one again.
Yeah.
We still have the best tasting water in the Northwest Iowa.
I think so.
I wish the well from the bottle, we could have plenty.
Well, he did last time after.
One of those pictures up there, that far top right one, is some of the stuff we took out of the ground on 12th Street there. We've taken a lot of copper fittings out, because the transit main has copper fittings, and they're a big culprit of leaks. So we took out this year, I think it was 3 copper T's and 2 copper 45s, so to prevent hopefully future water leaks, because them are usually a pain in the butt to fix. So that got eliminated when we did that project on 12.
Okay, thanks a lot, Rich. Keep up the good work.
Thanks.
Dick, you notice that nobody wants to stay on any stop signs that added in the last couple of years.
Well, they don't.
You know what I was doing this morning, Rex? I was preparing a council agenda to add some stop signs.
And you were preparing your resume at the same time?
Jessica,
Hi.
share with us what's going on.
Well, mine'll be short because COVID pretty much took the wind out of tourism
It's all right.
Yeah,
sales.
Yeah, go to the last page, that'll be the
I know, basically, normally there's a lot more marketing and promotions and all that going on, but clearly this year everything got canceled, event-wise. So Luckily, because a lot of these things that we normally do, ad copy has to be in like months prior when they're in magazines and whatnot, we were able to kind of put the brakes on and switch things out. So, because usually they're more event driven, but like I said, those didn't happen. So we were adding things in like the alley art and the ice cream cones and stuff that you could do outside by yourself without having, you know, all of the, or the event side of it. So not all of that is that we're also lucky that some of them let us actually just pull out altogether as far as what we had already planned for marketing. So we didn't end up spending as much as we originally had earmarked for all of those events that didn't happen. Highlights, we did start out, the year started out super awesome. We had the ABA tour, or conference down in Omaha, so we were there 5 days promoting Lamar's to all of our motor coaches and whatnot. Got some great kind of connections and things like that through that event. We got an article for Mystery Tours in Leisure Group Travel magazine, just because they were across the road from us and like down 2 booths. Just so a lot of good connections were made at that. Unfortunately, we aren't doing that this year, so hopefully, you know, next year we'll be able to do that again, depending on where that location is. We did, in coordination with that, Savor the Flavor tour, which was a fam that came up from Omaha with motor coach operators from around the U.S. Spent a day and night here in Lamar's, and Lamar's was the best one that they attended. So that was nice to hear that they loved our community. It's like again.
Our community.
So what was that?
What made them like our community?
That's me. Totally.
I just said
we line up all of the kind of the highlights of what they're going to see if they come here. Obviously, the ice cream parlor, the Browns, things like that. Just a great day for them. Rave reviews about the Holiday Inn when they were here and how great Chris and his team did. So it was really good to get that feedback. And in fact, the handlers, I'll call them, that were on that coach with all of those operators, once they came here, they were like, oh my gosh, you guys do all of that. And they're from Western Iowa. So there was a lot of, actually, they wanted to steal a lot of our ideas, things that we did that most of the other communities in Western Iowa, because it was kind of a up from Omaha, Elkhorn, that kind of stuff. They didn't, I don't know if they didn't roll out the carpet as well, or what actually happened there, but so.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it was really good. Unfortunately, we didn't have any motor coaches last year because everything canceled. So I will say though, I just, yesterday, we've got one already hopefully coming that first weekend in December for 2 days. So
Weekend in when?
December, this coming December.
You have a lot of time to plan.
Yeah. So hopefully we're moving in the right direction and that people will be, you know, wanting to travel and do that type of adventures, I guess. I don't know. We'll see as we kind of move along throughout the year what happens. Basic statistics again for social media and the website. And then, yeah, that second page you can see our facilities were hit really hard as well. Not gonna lie, this first part of 21, we're looking terrible. Just because we're still losing events every day. So the fall's looking better, hopefully, as we move through the vaccinations and whatnot through the rest of the year, that we'll kind of be back on track later this year. But it is what it is. Can't change it, just kind of keep moving with it. So, any questions?
Hopefully with moving down the road in 21, that the regular ice cream days, we can get back to a little normal and get people back thinking in the education in regard to filling some of these blanks that we're faced with.
That's the plan.
Okay, thanks a lot, Jessica. Yeah.
Library.
Should I?
Well, just to echo what Jessica said, you know, last year was not what we were hoping for, but it's what we got. And my statistics will be for the fiscal year, that's what we compile and send on to the state. So we were going gangbusters as well until March 16th. And at that time, in this room, we met and talked about how to proceed with COVID, and that's when the decision was to close the building to the public. But the one thing that we've tried to really make sure to convey to everybody is that even though the building was closed, library services didn't stop. Because even the rest of that shift on that day, we were setting books out curbside for people, answering questions, placing holds, and continuing with as much service as we could possibly do. And so, yes, the theme for us, of course, was transformation. Transforming that service to something that could be COVID conscious. So, if I think back to that, it was very unsettling because we weren't quite sure at that time. It's hard to think back what exactly, how is it spread, what are the things that we're doing that could be at risk, what are the things that are okay. So we did a lot of quarantining of books for a long period of time, but we weren't wearing masks, so we didn't really know about that. So things have changed over that time. And we certainly thought, I guess I felt like, oh, this is a tidal wave, and if we put our heads down, it'll be gone in, a month or so. But of course, it became apparent that summer reading was in peril. And I just have to give a shout out to the staff. We have a very well-oiled machine when it comes to summer reading. We know what we're doing, and we do it well. But this year, that whole plan went out the window, and we had to meet and come up with a way to address summer reading, because the key is kids still need to read. People still need to read. You need to still have something to engage. Quality of life is really important. And I think we're learning a lot about self-care during these darker days of COVID. And people tell us all the time how important it is that they can come and get something at the library. And it helps them pass all of these days that they have. And so we're really happy to help them with that. And so, as you know, summer went on for us, and we did add some new things. Because school was canceled in March, and there was some online learning, but it wasn't uniform across the board. We did add a math component as well as our reading component to summer reading. We've got good feedback on that. And I have to, again, the staff switched over to doing online videos. They have had online videos for toddlers and teens and school-age kids. It was really remarkable to see, and people did appreciate that. We then did reopen the building on June 1st with some restrictions, and we still do have some restrictions in place. So we are back to having the building open, but we are continuing to do curbside because there are very much a number of people that do want to just do curbside only for a variety of reasons. High risk factors, comfort level, you name it.
What did you say, Shirley? You said there's a large number, or what did you say?
Yeah, there's a significant, I should say significant number of people
I just didn't hear
who
you.
have not been in the building but have been continual users. And I guess the other thing about that is that it really, the transformation for us too, is that so many more people started using the online services. So we had to learn how to walk people. We usually have people come in and bring their device. We had to learn how to do that over the phone. And so we had to learn how to walk people through that over the phone. So that took some time, but it was good. It was rewarding, and people were happy that we spent the time doing that. So some of the charts here will just show you of course, our funding. We're happy that we are working with Plymouth County librarians and working with county supervisors and getting funding in that stream. We're always very thankful for the funding we get from the Friends and through various grants. We did, even missing our big circulation in June, because that's a summer reading month, we still did circulate 85,000 physical items. Last year, it would have been 92. So it was down, but it wasn't down by a huge amount. And then I also included in the survey responses. When we do programs, we try to do a survey for each one. We don't always get a survey done. But it's really rewarding to take a look to see what people had to say about the services that we did and the changes that we made to keep this going for the kids and the community and for everyone. I sometimes emphasize children's part of summer reading, but we've had a lot of adults be very thankful that we are providing these activities for them. Any questions?
Any questions for Shirley?
I just find this interesting, Shirley, if I'm reading this right. Probably 60,000, about 60,000 physical books checked out, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
But only 6,700 ebooks. But the magazines is different.
Yeah, that is, people have really gotten to like those digital magazines. And now they're on the same platform that ebooks and audiobooks are, so I think that will take off. I will say what doesn't hit that counter is when you sit in the library and read it, or maybe make a copy of a recipe. So none of that hits that trigger, yeah.
I was just surprised at how much the physical magazine checkouts was not a whole lot higher than the e-magazine.
Right, those are the two, and I think the one thing that's going to start changing, we used to circulate more audiobooks on CD, but that flipped. That's going to flip to more downloads. Fewer cars have a CD drive for one thing, and it's rare to find somebody under the age of 10 with a CD player in their room. So it is real. That's also one of those. What's that?
I still use an 8-track.
Oh, really?
Well, we all should be listening to radio, but
Hey, you been to Clem? That's what we have.
Okay, any other questions for Shirley? Thanks a lot, Shirley.
Okay,
Keep
thank
up the
you.
good work. Okay, moving on, Jason, right? We're done there?
Yeah, now I believe we're ready for budget.
We're ready for budget time, and I got to share, I'll open this up. I'm going to kind of turn this over to Jason and Jacob.
Well, this way Rex, remember, Rex has a
And
thumbs up now.
and Rex, and council members, I don't want to leave anybody out, but